Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Scott Carpenter Park. We want to send a happy 4th of July out to you and all of your families here as we have an exciting matchup between the visiting Hayes Larks and the hometown Boulder Collegians. This is a rematch from last night's game where the Hayes Larks got the best of Boulder 16-6 in 8 innings. Boulder Collegians looking for a bounce-back game in similar fashion to the way that they did when they visited Hayes just last month. In Hayes, a similar situation where they lost the first game and then came back and won the second. So hoping to do the same here. Grayson Gifford will be on the mound, the right-handed pitcher committed to Azusa Pacific University in California. Starting lineup for the Boulder Collegians, number 1, leading off, center fielder Ryan Bogle. Second in the lineup is number 8, Brady Miguel, the first baseman. Third is number 22, Alec Ackerman, the designated hitter. Fourth is the second baseman, Jackson Chatterton. Fifth is the shortstop, John Gazdar. Sixth is the third baseman, Sean D. Seventh is the catcher, Garrett Fisher. Eighth is the right fielder, AJ Rucco. And rounding out the order is number 23, Nick Upsteal, the left fielder. And as we stated earlier, Grayson Gifford will be on the mound. First pitch is swung on and missed. This is Palmer, the center fielder for the Larks, up to the plate.
Grayson Gifford, this is his second appearance against the Larks this year through 1 inning. The 11-5 victory for Boulder in Hayes.
The 0-1 pitch is true again, strike 2.
Series win. First 2 pitches to Tyler Palmer from Gifford in the zone. Tyler Palmer had a great game yesterday. Got the game going for Hayes early on. The game had a home run.
0-2 pitch. This one is popped up and will go foul. Slight breeze here coming in at the base of the flat irons here in Boulder, Colorado. Dark weather approaching from the north. Looks like it missed, so no rain as of right now as the 0-2 pitch comes in from Gifford, and this one's high for ball 1.
Bench a little short today. 2 guys not eligible to play. And Grant Schmidt didn't make the trip with Hayes. And Leo Jiminian out injured right now. Same with Kavanaugh and Grant Hunt.
1-2 from Gifford is inside for ball 2.
Came in the 5th inning. Didn't walk anybody, didn't give up any hits, no strikeouts, all 3 balls.
2-2 pitch swung on and missed. And first batter, first strikeout for Grayson Gifford. Great pitch there. And just like that, 1 out.
Now batting number 17, Cam Pearson.
As Cam Pearson, the left fielder for the Larks, comes up to the plate.
Big victory. Game went 2 for 3, scored 2 times, and drove in 3 runs.
First pitch is low and outside for ball 1.
Be the starting pitcher for the Larks, taking them out. It's top half of the inning.
The 1-0. This one is chopped down the first base line and goes foul.
Great contact right there from the left fielder. Larks made some weight. Last minute adjustments into the lineup. Pearson into the outfield. Pearson from Cochise College.
Cam Pearson went 2 for 3 yesterday in the Hayes win.
Last year the Larks played in all 32 games.
Also had 2 RBIs on the day. So he's going to look to continue on his strong outing from yesterday, as Gifford has him on the 1-1 into his windup, and this one is inside for ball 2.
Make sure to follow us on Twitter and Facebook. And subscribe on YouTube. You'll stay up to date with all things Larks baseball all summer long. So, alrighty, looks on.
The 2-1 as Gifford gets his signal from Fish. This one is in, and that one is low and just misses below the zone for ball 3. So 3-1 count.
Didn't get any runs in yesterday's ball game until the third inning. Solid innings 1 and 2 and 4 and 6. 3 runs in the third, 5 in the seventh, and 7 in the eighth. 16 total hits and
The 3-1. This one is smacked left and will go foul.
He read well. Pearson, in his last 2 games against Boulder in Boulder, has a combined 10 RBIs and had 7 in 1 game in that 20-0 victory last year against Boulder. Larks have scored 36 runs in the last 2 games in Boulder over the past 2 years.
Full count coming up for Cam Person. As this pitch is in, and that one off speed, strike 3. Beautiful pitch from Gifford, and back-to-back strikeouts for him to start his day. And that's exactly what the Collegians were looking for to start this one. 2 outs now as Wyatt Divis comes up to the plate. This is the designated hitter.
Two away, base is empty. We go to Wyatt Divis, the 3. Gifford has thrown 12 pitches, 7 of those in the zone.
First pitch low for ball 1. Collegians wrapping up a busy week here, Sunday, July 4th. Beautiful late afternoon here at the ballpark. Collegians with a pair of doubleheaders this week and 2 other games as well. This is their 7th game in 7 days.
Supposed to be a 4-game road trip in Colorado. Turns into just a 2-game road trip. 2 balls being no strikes to the DH from UTA. Boston on deck with Brown in the hole for Hayes.
The 2-0 pitch. This one off the glove of Garrett Fisher and goes past for ball 3. Grayson Gifford going to look to find the strike zone here. On deck for the Larks is the shortstop Lawson.
Going to this game 13-4 on the season. They're 7-2 in the Rocky Mountain Baseball League. And they're in first place a whole game up against Fort Collins. Someone gets the signs from Fisher and we'll go
3-0 is in, and this one dots the edge of the zone for strike 1.
Last hitters down to Loud was Harrison and ended up striking out
Collegians went through 6 pitchers yesterday in that 16-6 loss. So they will have to go deep into their bullpen today if they want to get this win, as this 3-1 is off speed, catches the top of the zone, or just misses the top of the zone and is called for ball 4. So first runner on for the Larks is Wyatt Divis. So 2 outs. Garrett Fisher will surely be aware of the base running strengths of the Hayes Larks, as this one is outside for ball 1. 6 stolen bases yesterday for Hayes alone, off of 17 hits altogether for the Larks. Hayes yesterday scoring late, getting 7 eighth-inning runs to help them extend their lead to that 16-6 mark, and then they eventually ended the game after 8 because of the run rule. But not a bad day. Michael Potter with a great day on the mound to start, as this one is slashed towards the Collegians dugout and brings up 1-1.
Austin finished his day yesterday 1 for 4. One hit was that 2-run home run to deep left field. Also had a walk.
The 1-1 count as Gifford takes a look over his left shoulder. Goes into his quick windup, and this is a breaking ball. Beautiful pitch for strike 2. And so here's Gifford right now pitching against the shortstop Lawson, looking to retire the side here and possibly get his 3rd strikeout of the inning.
Great 2 strikes approach. Showed it yesterday in the game.
1-2. This one
Into the swing as it misses.
outside for ball 2. Collegian, slight tweak in the infield lineup. Sean D playing third base now in place of Alec Ackerman as the 2-2 pitch is in, and this one is popped up into deep center. Ryan Vogel is going back all the way to the warning track. He is not able to get there. This one drops on the dirt. He throws this in. Looks like Wyatt Divis will score. And a 2-out triple from Lawson scores Wyatt Divis to give the Larks a 1-0 lead. So tough break there for the Collegians. 1 strike away from ending this thing and Gifford going in to the dugout with a 3-strikeout first inning. But this one is deep. Ryan Vogel going deep. Just an awkward angle. He's not able to get under it. And Lawson gets a triple, RBI triple for him.
2 away, runner at third base for Sam Crown, the first baseman from UTA. Takes the first delivery from Gifford above the letters, 1-0.
Sam Crowell comes up to the plate. Sam Crowell, the first baseman out of the University of Texas, Arlington. He's one of many players on this Hayes Larks team out of that college in the Dallas area. As Gifford gets the sign from Fisher, goes into his count, and this one is popped up into deep left. Should be easy enough for Nick Upstill. He is under it. This one and he loses this one. He's not able to get under it. Throws this one. Sam Crowell going to second very leniently and getting there, and gets an RBI double to score Lawson for the second run of the inning for the Hayes Larks. And so, again, a deep ball into the outfield. Seems like there may be some issues with the sun out there as Vogel was unable to catch one in center field, and now Upstill on one that normally a routine play for him. Just unable to fully get under it, just falls out of his glove, and another run scores for Hayes. Good start to this inning from Gifford, and right here, sometimes some deep hits can just cause some trouble. Anything you can get into the outfield, and the Hayes Larks are showing that they can take advantage of that. So, runner on second base, that is the first baseman, Sam Crowell. Up to the plate is Palmer Hutchinson, the second baseman.
Doesn't look quite 100% when he's...
As this pitch is shot fouled on the third base line.
This one to the left field. Also just taking his time. Now it's 8 seconds. How much on the last one? So maybe he is looking better out there running. I know in his first game back.
Oh, bad idea.
Wasn't quite 100%. His hamstring. He's had about a week back in action.
Gifford looks down, gets his signal for the 1-1.
This one can be grounded over to Max McGuire at first base.
Everybody clap your hands.
1-2 count now coming up after that foul ball. And Gifford will look to retire the side here.
And Fisher, his tonight's backstop, came in relief yesterday. And replaced Olafin to getting ejected in yesterday's ball game. Now playing in this one. 2-0 lead for Hayes in the top of the first. 2 outs.
The 1-2. Gifford with a look over his right shoulder as he goes into his windup. Going to try and get out of this one. 2 strikeouts for him today. This one is low and into the dirt. Fisher blocks this one well. And Crowell stays where he's at second.
2-1 against Boulder this year. Split the home series and did not split the road series here today on Independence Day.
2-2 pitch and swung on and missed. High ball there, but he catches Hutchison swinging for strike 3. So 3 strikeouts for Gifford in the inning, but 2 runs do score off of some deep hits into the outfield that are unable to be handled by the Collegians outfielders. They'll try to get out here, get off to a hot start as they so normally do. Luke Terbeek will be on the mound for the Hayes Larks. We'll be right back from Boulder. Back in Boulder here for the bottom of the first inning. Ryan Vogel, the center fielder for the Collegians, will lead off.
Your Boulder Collegians. Center fielder number 1, Ryan Vogel.
Larks off to a quick 2-0 start after 2 runs in the first inning. This first pitch in from the pitcher, Luke Terbeek, is low for ball 1.
And doing a remarkable 18 1/3 innings this year without allowing the pitcher, Luke Terbeek. 22 guys. And still.
And Vogel slashes this one foul near the Collegians dugout to bring up 1-1.
From the Netherlands has a
Luke Terbeek on the mound for the Hayes Larks. Luke Terbeek playing at Arizona Western College. Is from the Netherlands. Freshman right-handed pitcher. Going to try and get the Larks off to a good start defensively here as he takes time.
lead off yesterday, so the Collegians wins 1 for 2 and scored 2 times, also picked up a couple of walks.
The 1-1. This one is smacked into deep left center. This one is going back, and he will make the catch. That is Pearson out in left field. And you see him also having some trouble getting under that ball, similar to how the Collegians outfielders had some trouble in the top of the first.
Number 8, Brady Miguel.
And so we'll look here as the sun is still very high in the sky. Current time is 5:24. As that sun goes down, maybe it'll be a little bit easier out in the outfield for these guys to get under it. But as of right now, the left-handed hitter, Brady Miguel, will be up to the plate as this first pitch from Terbeek is outside for ball 1. The 1-0. This one catches the inside of the zone for strike 1. Miguel looking to get a feel here as Alec Ackerman, the designated hitter on the day, is in the on-deck circle. Jackson Chatterton, the second baseman, is in the hole.
This year for Arizona Western, Terbeek made 9 appearances and went 5-0.
This one is smacked into center field. Base hit for Brady Miguel, and that is the first hit for the Collegians of the day.
Now batting, third baseman, number 22, Alec Ackerman.
And so Miguel, after going 0 for 2 yesterday, he did get walked twice, gets his first hit of the weekend, and gets a runner on base for the Collegians. Alec Ackerman up to the plate. He went 1 for 3 yesterday as Terbeek goes back to first base to try and catch Miguel. Alec Ackerman playing designated hitter tonight, normally the reliable third baseman. He did say he got a little bit of an injury yesterday stealing on the base pass. That this one is popped up near the Collegians dugout. And this one looks like it's going to launch into the Collegians bullpen.
Terbeek hasn't lost a single game Arizona Western. He's 0-1 this year for the Larks. One has put his team in great positions to win, and was looking to pick up win number 1, give the Larks an 8-3 lead going into the 8th inning, and then Larks collapsed against the Sox for their first loss of the season.
0-1 pitch. This an off-speed pitch drops in for strike 2.
So it will be a called strike 2. Terbeek pitched in the Dutch major leagues for 4 years, played for 2 different teams. His 37 career appearances, 25 starts, 1 save, through 152 innings.
0-2. Miguel leads off, but this one's outside for ball 1.
From Terbeek, this is going outside 1-2.
Jackson Chatterton, the second baseman, in the on-deck circle with John Gazdar in the hole. Brady Miguel leading off at first base as Terbeek gets the signal from Loomis behind. And there goes Miguel. And Miguel will slide safely, but that is strike 3 for Alec Ackerman.
Now batting, second baseman, number 4, Jackson Chatterton.
Up to the plate comes second baseman, left-handed hitter Jackson Chatterton. Jackson Chatterton 1 for 2 yesterday, 1 walk. As he will look to get something going here for the Collegians with a runner in scoring position. Turbeek with a look back over his right shoulder. This one's low for ball 1.
Missed the zone 1-0. Chatterton out of Bradley. The two guys on the Collegians roster from Bradley. 1-0. It looks over at Miguel.
The 1-0 pitch, and this one catches Chatterton swinging for strike 1.
Strike 2 away. Two for the Larks in the second inning will be the 7, 8, and 9 hitters. Bottom of the order, Brown, Evans, and Moose. He gets set. Loomis sets up outside. And the
This 1-1 pitch is inside, catches the edge of the zone for strike 2.
1 counts. That's bad. 2 counts. That's bad. Larks scored 2 in the top of this inning.
Gazdar in the on-deck circle. He's been very reliable with runners in scoring position, so they'll look to get to him as Chatterton swings this one into the Larks dugout and keeps the count at 1-2.
And we'll stay 1-2. 6 hitters to the plate at inning number 1 picked up 1 hit, 1 ball, scored 2 runs and left 1 runner on base.
Chatterton started almost every single game this season at second base for the Collegians, as this 1-2 pitch is smacked into right center, and this one looks like it is going to drop. That one hits the fence. Miguel will score. Chatterton will go to second, and he will be safe there. And a 2-out RBI double from Jackson Chatterton gets the Collegians on the board.
From second is Miguel. It's a 2-1 game.
Now batting shortstop number 13, John Gazdar.
And that brings up John Gazdar, as we stated before, so lethal with runners in scoring position. So here he has an opportunity to possibly drive in Jackson Chatterton, who is there at second base after that RBI double that scored Brady Miguel.
Jake Fitzgibbons, the other one was against Jose Velasquez.
This first pitch is a breaking ball for strike 1. Gazdar sees that one go past, as Gazdar's coming off an 0 for 4 night last night, got struck out 3 times last night, so he will look to get out of this little mini slump from last night. Chatterton leading off at second. Turbeek takes a look back as this pitch is sent into left field, and that one is lined out. Cam Pearson gets the out in left field there, but not before 1 run does score. Jackson Chatterton with an RBI double to score Brady Miguel and tighten this thing up at 2-1. Hayes Larks 2-1 over the Boulder Collegians. We'll be right back from Boulder. Back in Boulder, top of the second, Grayson Gifford comes back to the mound, the right-handed pitcher for the Collegians. Leading off is the right fielder, Cade Brown. First pitch from Gifford is catches the top of the zone for strike 1. Cade Brown out of the University of Oklahoma. Ball player out of the Big 12 Conference, as Gifford gets the sign from Fisher on the 0-1 pitch, and this one bounces off home plate and catches the chest of pitcher for ball 1. 2 runs for Hayes in the top of the first, but Collegians do strike back and get one for themselves off a double from Jackson Chatterton that scored Brady Miguel from second base. Brady Miguel had a single in the inning, as this one is low and catches Brown swinging for strike number 2.
Get a fourth pitch from Gifford in his second inning.
The 1-2 is in, and this one is chopped foul.
Gifford struck out 3 guys.
Sean D playing third base there. Possibly could see him on the mound. As we stated, 6 pitchers going yesterday for the Collegians in that loss. So they will have to go deep into their bullpen, and Sean D, experienced on the mound, could find himself up there if we do get to that point, as this 1-2 pitch is shot up into deep left. Up still looks to get under it, and he will get this one for out number 1.
Now batting for the Larks, number 7, Brady Evans.
Good to Brady Evans getting his first run at third base. This is his second time playing third base for the Larks this year.
Brady Evans, the third baseman, comes up to the plate for the Hayes Larks with 1 out. Grayson Gifford, 3 strikeouts in the opening inning for him. 2 runs were given up. Runners were able to get on base from some deep shots into the outfield that sun may have disrupted a little bit, as this one is sent into deep center field. And Chatterton leaps for this one as it just bounces off the wall. He throws this one into the infield, and that will be a triple for Brady Evans.
Of the ball as Vogel couldn't get to it, and Brady Evans picks up triple number 2 of the season.
Now batting number 25, Brock Lummis.
Full pitch for the Larks. Triples, one from Boston.
Those deep balls really causing some trouble for the Collegians here. And that one looked like it may have possibly grazed the yellow there, as Ryan Vogel was going back trying to cut that one off. Umpires are talking to each other.
Did bounce off the top of the yellow, but they all did Evans the home run. He's in third.
Looks like the call will stand on the play. It is a triple.
Loomis did not play yesterday's ball game with catcher from Hayes, Kansas, batting .250 this year.
But a 1-out triple from Brady Evans puts a dangerous runner in scoring position, as Brock Loomis, the catcher, comes up to round out the order for the Larks.
Loomis, Tyler Palmer on deck with Cam Ferguson in the hole. 3 of the Larks catchers getting
The 0-1.
starts today.
This one swung on and missed. This one goes off to the side. Fisher controls it well
Loomis,
and keeps Brady Evans at bay there on third base and brings up an 0-2 count.
2 strikes. 6-1.
Gifford into his windup on the 0-2, and this one swung on and missed. Going to be a drop third strike as he throws this one to first. Miguel handles it, and Evans will stay at third. So great play there from the Collegians after the dropped ball from Fisher. He gets the ball to first quickly, and Evans doesn't even try to go home, as we're back to the top of the order with Tyler Palmer, the center fielder.
Tyler Palmer, he struck out to start this game.
So 4th strikeout of the day there for Gifford.
This will be his second look at Gifford.
In just 2 innings, he takes a look at third base and goes into his first pitch. This one, fastball low for ball 1.
To Tyler Palmer. He's batting .417 this year.
Gifford out of Denver South High School. Took a kind of a gap year this year. Has been planning to go to Azusa Pacific. Didn't want to take the risk of going, possibly a season getting canceled, as so many did out in California. So this season he stayed home, helped actually coach the JV baseball team at his alma mater at Denver South, and will plan to go to Azusa Pacific in the fall for his freshman year. 2-0 pitch. This one hangs and catches the zone for strike 1.
6'1" freshman from Columbus, Nebraska, plays for the Nebraska Cornhuskers, along with his teammate Will Jackson for the Larks.
2-1 pitch, 2 outs.
Righty versus righty, the
This
2-1
one
outside of the
outside off the glove of Fisher and in for ball 3. On deck is Cam Pearson, the left fielder for the Larks. Tyler Palmer up to the plate right now, had a strikeout in the first inning in his first at bat as he looks to try and possibly score the runner Brady Evans at third. 3-1 pitch. This one off the bat of Palmer and hits the backstop to bring up a full count. So 2 outs, full count. Gifford just a strike away from getting out of this one as he gets the signal from Garrett Fisher and goes into this, and this one is swung and catches the backstop, keeping the at-bat alive.
Sends it down and stays alive. 7-pitch AB.
A hot one here along the front range as temperatures did reach the 90s here on this 4th of July holiday as the 3-2 is in, and this one is called ball 4, and that one just missing the outside of the zone.
Now batting number 17.
And
that one called ball 4 to put runners on the corners with Cam Pearson coming up to the plate.
Gifford threw 1 2/3, 43 pitches, 24 of those strikes, 4 strikeouts, a walk, 1 earned run, and he's around 2 hits. Works up by 1 here in the second. Look to add on to their lead with Pearson, a dangerous righty at the dish.
Look over his left shoulder as Palmer goes. This ball to Chatterton, and this one, the throw home is going to be in time. And a great play there as Chatterton gets the ball at second, throws it back to Fisher at home, and they get the out on Evans to deny the run from scoring and to retire the side. And so a triple from Brady Evans puts the puts the Collegians defense in a difficult situation there, but Grayson Gifford does a great job of getting out of that. Gets 1 strikeout there to add to his strikeout total of the day. And the score remains 2-1 as we head into the bottom of the second. We'll be right back from Scott Carpenter Park. Back in Boulder for the bottom of the second inning as the third baseman, Sean D, comes up to the plate to lead off for Boulder.
Sean D.
First pitch in is low and catches D swinging for strike 1. 0-1 pitch, and this one catches the top of the zone for fastball, strike 2. So quick 0-2 count coming up for Sean D. Luke Terbeek remains on the mound, right-handed pitcher out of Arizona Western, as this 0-2 is in, and this one low and is caught swinging. So a quick 3-strikeout on Sean D there.
Now batting for the Collegians, catcher number 5.
Gives us 1 out here at the bottom of the second. Garrett Fisher coming up to the plate. Garrett Fisher coming into play. He is behind the mound at catcher tonight. Came in relief yesterday after the catcher Lane Oliphant was ejected in that home plate scuffle. But Fisher trying to get out of a little bit of a slump he has here as he swings on that one to bring up 1-2. Garrett Fisher out of Fort Collins, Colorado, plays at the University of Northern Colorado in Greeley. On deck for the Collegians is A.J. Rucco, as this one is low for ball 2.
Had 7 hits yesterday. 6 of those singles. One from Nick Upstead. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
The 2-2 with 1 out for Luke Terbeek into his windup, and this one is popped into deep center. This one looks like it's going to be handled easily by Palmer, and a quick 2 outs as A.J. Rucco comes up to the plate.
A.J. Rucco.
Collegians able to build some momentum there in that first inning after falling down 2-0 in the top of the first. Jackson Chatterton able to get an RBI double as Rucco sends this one into deep left center. Palmer looks like he's going to get under it, and that will retire the side. So a quick bottom of the second for the Collegians. Sees no runs being scored for either team in this second inning. And we'll head into the top of the third. Grayson Gifford will return to the mound. We'll be right back from Boulder. Back at Scott Carpenter for the top of the third inning, as Cam Pearson will lead off the third inning with the first pitch down and off the dirt for ball 1.
Steal into the inning. First pitch from Gifford in his starting board. This is the zone 1-0.
1-0. This one is outside, ball 2.
47 pitches. Under half of those being strikes.
As the 2-0 pitch from Gifford comes in, and this one is slashed into the Collegians dugout to bring up a 2-1 count.
Strikeout back in the first inning. This pitcher has gone 2 innings. Terbeek has thrown 27 pitches. Gifford pitch count a little bit higher at 47. Each guy's allowed 2 hits and has 1 earned run.
The 2-1, and this one is smacked into left center. Vogel running for it. He calls off the impending Nick Upstill and is able to get out number 1.
Now batting number 16, Wyatt Davis.
First straight flyouts.
And something you're seeing a lot of is a lot of deep balls from the Larks. Part of that is them being just powerful hitters that can get it out there. But with the thin air here in Colorado, these hits go a lot deeper than they do out in Kansas. That's something we did notice when we were out there about 2 weeks ago for that 2-game series with the Larks. is that balls that we'd see our deep hitters for the Collegians normally be able to send far would just die out kind of in center field or in the deep outfield, whereas here in Boulder with the thin air, it carries a little bit more. And so a base hit there from Wyatt Divis as Lawson comes up to the plate, the shortstop. Lawson had a RBI triple in the first inning off one of those deep balls as we just talked about. First pitch from Gifford, this one off speed, looks like it doesn't catch the zone and will be called for ball one.
We supposed to play the Rough Riders on Thursday. That game got rained out. And then on Friday, the field was still
1-0 with Wyatt Divis on first base. Brady Miguel standing on the bag for the Collegians as this one's outside and blocked by Fisher for ball two.
back in action yesterday, won 16-6, and this is day 4 of the road trip. Picking the
Start
2-0
announcing McConaughey.
against the Larks, and it's 2 counties.
Now,
You gotta go slower.
University was originally down in Virginia. So it was his second year with the Volunteers.
The 2-0. This one catches the edge of the zone for strike one. A great pitch there from Gifford.
We don't see a ton of reaction from him, especially when he doesn't hit the ball. Even he's always very calm, even when he hits the home run or he
The 2-1, Gifford with a look over his left shoulder gets the signal from Fisher as he goes into his quick windup. This fastball high and outside for ball three.
gets the job done and is having a great season.
Gifford not pitching bad today. 4 strikeouts already. Struggling a little bit to find the strike zone
A 10-game prediction.
here as a 3-1 count approaches as he pitches to the right-handed hitter Lawson, as this one catches the bottom of the zone and brings up a full count.
Supposed to start at second base today. He got to move to shortstop. We get a payoff pitch here from Gifford.
As the 3-2 approaches, and this one is raked into deep right center field. Vogel looks to get under it, and Divis will remain at first base, and that will bring up 2 outs as Sam Kroll comes up to the plate.
Sam Kroll.
Takes us to Sam Brown. He's open 1 today. Reaching on air back in the first inning. We just spoke about how big of a lead Divis had on the hit streak side. He does have a 10-game hitting streak. Sam Brown has the second longest hitting streak for the Larks. And extended it yesterday by 1.
2-out pitch from Gifford, and this one right in there for strike number 1. Crowd got on off an error in the first inning as Gifford catches him swinging here, strike 2.
The second base with 2 outs in the first inning.
Got to second base off a deep hit into the outfield. That one did score a run, and that run right now proving to be the difference in this one as we have a 2-1 ball game. As the 0-2 pitch from Gifford is down off the dirt, handled by Fisher for ball 1.
They beat Texas. The UT Arlington Mavericks on the line at first base. Wyatt Divis. Looks over his shoulder.
The 1-2, and this one is chopped foul to the third base line.
Frank Leo, D, moved into foul territory, slips it off the grass, and will stay 1-2. And get a 5th pitch to tonight's first baseman. First pitch was around 5 o'clock here on the 4th of July. About 40 minutes into this game right now. The 1-2 delivered to Crowell.
This 1-2 is called strike 3, and he catches Crowell looking for his 5th strikeout of the day. So Grayson Gifford gets out of this one. And after 2 runs given up in the first, he pitches 2 straight shutout innings as we head into the bottom of the 3rd inning. We'll be right back from Boulder. Back bottom of the third inning here from Boulder, Colorado.
Nick Upsdale.
2-1 Hayes Larks lead over the Boulder Collegians as we round out the order here with the leadoff hitter, Nick Upsdale, the left fielder. Nick Upsdale homering for the first time this summer yesterday in that 16-6 loss to the Larks as the first pitch in from Luke Terbeek is outside for ball one. Upstill sends this one deep into left field. Pearson running for it, and looks like he's unable to get it as that one sails out and brings up a 1-1 count. The 1-1 as Upstill gets under this one and sends it into left field for a leadoff single as we get back to the top of the order with Ryan Vogel up to the plate.
Now batting center fielder number 1, Ryan Vogel.
Vogel 0 for 1 on the day with a fly out to left field on his first at-bat as this first pitch. He shows bunt. Vogel, we know he has the speed. He looks and he will beat the throw. Both runners will be safe. And you can see Luke Terbeek a little lenient there going to the ball. Not very much urgency. I don't think he expected the explosive speed of Vogel as he just completely outruns that
Now
throw.
batting first baseman number 8, Brady
And
Miguel.
with that bunt, Nick Upstill also advances to second base, and that puts runners on first and second with the left-handed hitter, Brady Miguel, coming up to the plate. Brady Miguel 1 for 1 on the day with a single, and he shows bunt as well. Miguel unable to be handed by Terbeek, and that will load up the bases. Back-to-back bunts, advance runners for the Collegians, and we have the bases loaded with no outs.
Now batting designated hitter number 22, Alec Ackerman. You would have gotten out somewhere.
Bases loaded for the designated hitter, Alec Ackerman. As he sends this one bouncing near the general manager, Tony Rucco, on the third base line and brings up 0-1. Is this one way inside for ball 1. Alec Ackerman, playing designated hitter today, normally the third baseman for the Collegians, but 5 RBIs on the year for him. A very talented third baseman out of San Jose State University. As he sends this one to shortstop, this one will surely score Vogel as Hayes is able to turn 2, but, Upstill is able to score and tie this ball game up at 2.
Number 4, Jackson Chatterton.
RBI for that.
Chatterton shows bunt as that one's in for strike 1. So tough play there as Ackerman grounds into a double play, but with no outs, he is able to score Nick Upstill to tie this thing up. And that one was good for Ackerman's 6th RBI of the year as Chatterton sends this one back and brings up a quick 0-2 count. 1 runner on, that is Ryan Vogel at third base. Vogel got on off a bunt earlier in the inning as Chatterton swings this slow roller to second base, go to try to get it at first, and they barely get the out in time as Chatterton also has some pace on him, but Hayes able to get that one out at first base to retire the side, and Collegians able to get one run to tie this thing up here in the bottom of the third inning. We go into the top of the fourth as Grayson Gifford returns to the mound, all tied up at 2 apiece. We'll be right back from Boulder. Back in Boulder for inning number 4 as the second baseman for the Hayes Larks, Palmer Hutchison, comes up to the plate to lead off in this 4th inning. Tight matchup so far. 2 first inning runs put the Larks ahead in the top of the first. Grayson Gifford on the mound with 5 strikeouts on the day. After the 2-0 lead that the Hayes Larks built in the first inning, Boulder has scored 1 run in the first and third inning to tie this thing up at 2 apiece as Gifford's first pitch is low for ball 1. A leadoff single from Nick Upstill in the past inning helped him get all around the base path as Alec Ackerman was able to send him home on a sacrifice infield out. And that was able to tie things up in the bottom of the third. Hutchison 0 for 1 on the day. He's a victim of one of those Gifford strikeouts as the 1-1 pitch is bounced off the dirt for ball 2.
This one will miss the pitch.
No, every day. Like we've been trying to go for weeks.
It's nice to catch her.
The 2-1 from Gifford. This is an off-speed pitch, and that one slides straight into the bottom corner of the zone for strike 2. Two count, no outs here in the top of the 4th as this one is bounced off home plate and brings up a full count.
Two runs.
Full count, and this one outside for ball 4. And that one will put Palmer Hutchison on base as the right fielder, Cade Brown, comes up to the plate.
Now batting number 28, Chase Brown.
At first. Counts. Number 3 loud for
Cade Brown, a fly out to left field on his first at-bat as Hutchison leads off at first base. This one high and outside for ball 1. Gifford, the check on Hutchison, finds Miguel, but he gets back safely as he gets his signal from Fisher and goes into the 1-0 pitch. And this one is sent back out of play and brings up a 1-1 count.
Round downs.
The 1-1, and this one is hit into deep center. Vogel going back, slowing down towards the warning track, and able to catch this one for out number 1. That'll keep Hutchison on first base and bring up the third baseman, Brady Evans.
Now batting number 7, Brady Evans.
Brady Evans, 1 for 1 on the day after a triple in the first inning. Helped him get all the way to third, and then in his effort to get home was thrown out after Jackson Chatterton threw a throw home to Fisher, and they got the tag as this first breaking ball goes in for strike 1. The 0-1 as Gifford goes back to Miguel. Sliding back is Hutchison. The 0-1, swing and miss. And that brings up a quick 0-2. The 0-2 pitch is in, and this one catches the top of the zone. Strike 3, strikeout number 6, and he catches Brady Evans looking for out number 2. First pitch, another breaking ball in for strike 1. Gifford mixing it up with some off-speed pitches here and finding some success in the zone. As after just 1 walk in this inning, 2 outs now for the Collegians, and he'll try to get out of this one for his 3rd shutout inning in a row. Brock Loomis 0 for 1 with a strikeout in his first at-bat. Gifford with a look over his left shoulder at first base as he goes into his windup, and this one is high for ball 2. As the 2-1 is in, and this one high once more for ball 3. So Gifford finds himself behind in the count once again, 3-1. Runner on first base, that is Palmer Hutchison after getting on off a leadoff walk. Back-to-back outs from the Collegians puts them with 2 outs here in the top of the 4th as Gifford prepares for this 3-1 pitch. And this one is sent into shallow left, drops just over the head of John Gazdar for a single to advance Hutchison to second base and put 2 runners on. So a 2-out single there from Brock Loomis as we head back to the top of the order with Tyler Palmer, the center fielder.
Larks for time. At first, 2 outs, top of the 4th. 1 game. Gifford takes zone.
His first pitch is sent back to the backstop for strike 1.
Boulder runs
0-1 pitch, swung on and missed, strike 2. Tyler Palmer 0 for 1 on the day, a walk in his second at-bat, and he was struck out on the opening at-bat of the afternoon. As Gifford takes a look at second, goes into his windup. This one sent high into shallow left. Gazdar running. Looks like he's going to call off up still, and this one looks like it will go foul just out of reach of the shortstop and the left fielder. 0-2 count, runners on first and second here in the top of the 4th inning. Hayes, Larks, and Boulder Collegians tied at 2 apiece in this second game of a 2-game series between the Boulder Collegians and visiting Larks out of Hayes, Kansas. This one low for ball 1. Collegians 1-2 against the Larks this season, dropping the first game out in Kansas. Well, a 2-game series was played out in Hayes, Kansas 2 weeks ago. Collegians dropped the first one and came back and won the second in 11 innings. And then last night was defeated 16-6 by the Hayes Larks here at Scott Carpenter Park. So Collegians looking to get some revenge here to even up the season series at 2 apiece. That ball is in for ball 2. As Palmer Hutchison leads off at second base with Brock Loomis, the catcher, at first. 2-2 pitch, this outside, and brings up a full count. Gifford getting a bit high in his pitch count. Would not be surprised if next inning was his last, as 3-2 count is coming up with runners on first and second. Runners go as this one is lined into deep left, and this one looks like it's going to be out of here. And that one exited the park quickly. And Tyler Palmer with a full count 3-run jack extends the lead to 5-2 for the Hayes Larks. And Gifford just 1 strike away there again. And Tyler Palmer goes yard with 2 outs.
Up 5-2.
So 2 outs as Cam Pearson comes up to the plate.
27 home runs on the now.
That one exited the field very quickly as Upstill was going back and could do nothing but just watch that one sail over the fence. And that first pitch from Gifford is in for strike 1. As with 2 outs here in the top of the 4th, the Hayes Larks lead 5-2. This one bounces off the plate for ball number 1. Cam Pearson 0 for 2 on the day with a strikeout and a flyout to center field on his first 2 at-bats, as this third pitch is in for ball number 2. Two-one pitch, swung and missed. Strike 2 brings up 2-2. Very devastating state of affairs there, or slate of affairs there, as with 2 outs And up 0-2 on a count. Grayson Gifford throws 3 straight balls, and then Tyler Palmer goes yard on him to extend the lead to 5-2. Gifford missing high there once again, as we are back to another full count with 2 outs, as he looks to get out of this one, as this pitch is dropped into shallow center for a 2-out base hit from Cam Pearson.
Now batting number 16, Wyatt Gibis.
Wyatt Divis, the designated hitter, comes up to the plate, left-handed hitter. As Boulder tries to get out of this one, 3 runs scored with 2 outs here in the top of the 4th. As Ian Isdale looks to be warming up in the bullpen for Boulder. First pitch is in the strike zone for strike number 1. Cam Pearson on first base for the Hayes Larks. Tyler Palmer with a 3-run homer earlier in the inning to break the tie and make this a 5-2 ball game, as this one is sent into deep right field. Going back is AJ Rucco, and he's able to make the grab against the wall. Great catch there from Rucco, and that one retires the side, but not before 3 runs do score for the Hayes Larks to extend their lead, or to give them a lead 5-2 as we head into the bottom of the 4th inning. We'll be right back from Scott Carpenter Park. Number 27, Luke Kirby, remains on the mound.
Shortstop, number 13, John Gazdar.
The right-handed hurler out of Arizona Western, as this first pitch sinks into the zone for strike 1. John Gazdar, shortstop out of San Jose State, leads off for the Collegians, as that second pitch is in for ball 1. Two one catches Gazdar swinging, and that evens the count at 2-2. 2-2 pitch. This one smacked foul. Two pitch, swung on and missed, and Luke Herbeep gets his 3rd strikeout of the afternoon as Sean D comes up to the plate. Sean D, a right-handed hitter out of the University of Illinois, Chicago, as this first pitch is high and outside the zone for ball 1. 1-0. This one hit foul.
On the strike. It's gonna be
1-1 is into the zone for strike number 2. Sean D 0 for 1 on the day with a strikeout in his first at bat. As the 1-2 is outside, ball low and outside for ball 3. Ball 2, excuse me. In the on deck circle is Garrett Fisher as this 2-2 is raked into deep center. This one catches Cade Palmer going back. He has to turn around a few times, but is able to get that one deep on the warning track for out number 2.
Catcher number 5, Garrett Fisher.
First pitch low for ball 1. The 1-0 is into the zone for strike 1 on the catcher Garrett Fisher.
your Beak's third start of the year.
1-1. One low and outside for ball number 2. Kirby going quick in between his pitches here in the 4th as he pitches on the 2-1, and this one's bounced back for a 2-2 count. Two runs for the Larks in the first inning, 3 for them in the 4th to give them their 5 runs. 1 run in the first inning and 1 run in the 3rd for the Collegians, as this one is shot up into deep second, and going back is Palmer Hutchison, but he's able to make the grab for out number 3. So Collegians go out in order in the bottom of the 4th as we head to the top of the 5th inning, with the Hayes Larks leading the Boulder Collegians 5-2. We'll be right back from Boulder. Welcome back to Boulder, Colorado, Scott Carpenter Park here at the corner of Arapahoe and 30th Street. As a new pitcher comes in for the Collegians. This is the southpaw thrower out of the University of Northern Colorado, Ian Isdale. First pitch from Isdale of the day is in for strike one.
High school 8 to 2 in Manhattan. Innings 9.
The 0-1, and this one another off-speed pitch in for strike two. So Isdale having some early success finding the zone. Oh, 2. This one low, nearly catches the bottom of the zone, but is called for ball one. One, two, outside for ball two.
Speed.
2-2 from Isdale, and this one chopped foul to keep it at an even count. Ian Isdale out of Chaparral High School in Parker, Colorado. Isdale with a strong outing in the first game of our doubleheader with the Colorado Lumberjacks earlier this week. Pitched 5 shutout innings in that one and was nominated our player of the game, as 2-2 is outside for ball 3. So Isdale gets ahead in the count 0-2, but Lawson catches up in the count, and it is now 3-2 as Isdale goes into his windup, and that one is high for ball 4. So the first pitcher that Isdale throws to, he walks, and that brings up Sam Kroll.
15, Sam Rowell.
We want to give a shout out to our vendors here at Scott Carpenter Park that help us at every home game. SB Street Eats, located just to the right of the press box, provides a variety of ballpark eats and helps out our team in a lot of different aspects, so we appreciate them. SB also comes up and sings the national anthem for us, and this evening we'll sing the 7th inning stretch theme for us in this one on this 4th of July holiday. We also want to shout out Baseline Liquors, who provide refreshments for us. They are located just to the left of the press box here at Scott Carpenter. 1-0 count coming up for Ian Isdale. Leading off at first is Lawson, as his second pitch is outside for ball 2. Isdale on the 2-0 into his windup. This one outside once again for 3-0, and Garrett Fisher wants to have a word at the mound. A strong start for Isdale against his first batter. 2 straight strikes off 2 off-speed pitches, but he has thrown 6 straight balls, so Fisher going to meet up with his southpaw thrower at the mound to try and get him back on track. 3-0. Lawson leading off at first, as Isdale takes a look at him and goes into his windup and catches the bottom of the zone there for strike number 1. So a great pitch there to get him back into the strike category. And that brings up 3-1. Off goes Lawson as this one is sent into left field. Lawson will look to go to third. Up still picks it up and will throw it to Chatterton at second. And that base hit from Crowell puts runners on the corners. Still no outs in this one, as Palmer Hutchinson comes up to the plate 0 for 1 on the day with the strikeout in his first at-bat and a walk on his previous. First pitch from Isdale, this one outside for ball 1. The 1-0, this one's chopped foul. Isdale still looking for his first out here as runners get on the corners. Off a walk and a single from Sam Crowell. As the 1-1 approaches, and this one on a breaking ball slides into the zone for strike number 2. One-two pitch is shot into deep right field. AJ Rucco will look to get it. Tagging up is Lawson, and it looks like he will get... Lawson will get home there, and Rucco slips up a bit as he doesn't even get a throw into home plate. And that sacrifice fly from Palmer Hutchinson extends the lead to 6-2.
Number 7 is
Cade Brown comes up to the plate 0 for 2 on the day as this slider catches the strike zone for strike number 1. Oh, 1 pitch from Isdale, and this one, strike 2. Cade Brown out of the University of Oklahoma, 0 for 2 on the day with 2 flyouts to the outfield, 1 to center field, 1 to left field, as Sam Kroll is on first base. This one high and outside for ball number 1. One and two, Isdale look to first base, and this one just outside, misses the edge of the zone there and called for ball number 2. The 2-2. Swung on and missed, strike 3. And that puts away Cade Brown. And that is out number 2 as Brock Loomis comes up, Brady Evans comes up to the plate.
Now batting number 7, Brady Evans.
One for 2 on the day with a triple in the first inning, or a triple early in the game for Brady Evans, as this first pitch is in for strike 1 from Isdale. A triple for Evans early in the game and a strikeout on his previous at-bat puts him at 1 and 2 on the day. Sam Kroll remains at first base for the Larks. 2 outs here for Isdale, as the 0-1 delivery is low for ball 1. One Isdale into his windup. This one outside for ball 2. The 2-1 outside, and that brings us to a 3-1 count with Tyler Palmer on deck for the Larks back at the top of the order. Isdale on the 3-1. Check swing. Sends it to the backstop and brings up a full count. Hayes with 2 runs in the first, 3 in the fourth, and 1 here in the top of the fifth to bring them to 6 runs on the day. Collegians with 1 in the first, 1 in the third for their 2 runs. As the 3-2 is in, and this one catches the left arm of Brady Evans, and he will take his base. Would have been ball number 4 anyways, and that puts 2 runners on with Tyler Palmer coming up to the plate.
Now batting number 25, Brock Loomis.
Brock Loomis up to the plate, rounding out the order for the Larks. First pitch, chopped foul. Oh, 1 delivery. Breaking ball drops into the zone for strike number 2. As Isdale has an 0-2 count against the catcher, Brock Loomis. The 0-2 with 2 outs. Isdale with a look over his left shoulder as he's into this one, and it is chopped foul. The 0-2. That one goes foul near the Collegians dugout and keeps the count at 0-2.
Pretty pitches.
The 0-2. That one low and just misses the bottom of the zone. Called for ball 1. One, two, swung on and missed. Strike 3, first strikeout of the day for Isdale, and he gets out of that one. 1 run does score in the top of the 5th as the Larks extend their lead to 6-2 as we head into the bottom half of the 5th inning. AJ Rucco will lead off for the Collegians in the bottom of the 5th. We'll be right back from Boulder. We're back. Quick turnaround as we enter the bottom half of the 5th inning. Right-handed hitter AJ Rucco will lead off for the Collegians as Luke Terbeek remains on the mound as he shoots this one to shortstop, and that one will be thrown out at first for the force out for out number 1.
Now batting for the Collegians, left fielder number 23, Nick Upstill.
Nick Upstill, 1 for 1 on the day with the run scored, got a single back in the 3rd inning as this first pitch from Luke Terbeek is low in the zone for strike 1.
He's been patient all day. 55 pitch.
Second pitch to Upstill is sent into deep left field. This one will remain on the line, and it is called just foul. So that one brings up a quick 0-2 count for Nick Upstill, with Ryan Vogel at the top of the order in the on-deck circle with Brady Miguel in the hole. The 0-2. This one swung into shallow center, and that one will drop for a base hit. And so second base hit of the day for Nick Upstill as he continues his hitting success.
Center fielder number 1, Ryan Vogel.
With the center fielder Ryan Vogel coming up to the plate. The Legion's looking to build some momentum here, down 6-2. Going to try and cut into that Larks lead as Terbeek takes a look and throws to Crowell at first base, trying to catch Upstill off guard. First pitch coming up for Vogel, as this one is low for ball 1. The Larks out of the Rocky Mountain Baseball League, competing with several teams, with a lot of teams here on the Front Range. Teams like the Game Day Saints, who the Collegians defeated on Monday night down in Parker. So Larks very familiar with the Denver Boulder area. They make the trip out here several times a year.
I'll be moving the pin for Hayes. River 1.
The 1-1 count from Terbeek. This one hangs and is popped up into shallow right. This one drops in foul territory, just missed from the second baseman, Palmer Hutchison, and that keeps the at-bat alive at 1-2 for Ryan Vogel. Prior to yesterday's defeat, Collegians were on a 5-game winning streak this week. They swept a pair of doubleheaders, won 2 games against the Colorado Lumberjacks down at Rock Canyon High School in Highlands Ranch on Wednesday, and then defeated the Spradley Collegians here at Scott Carpenter Park on Friday evening. This one is grounded to Lawson. Vogel beats the throw to first, but Larks do get the force out at second, and that one will retire Upstill.
Brady Miguel.
Two outs here as the left-handed hitter Brady Miguel comes up to the plate. Brady Miguel playing first base for a lot of this season, as he sends this one into shallow center and gets a nice 2-out single there off the first pitch he sees to put 2 runners on for Alec Ackerman.
Coming up to bat for the Collegian, designated hitter number 22, Alec Ackerman.
Alec Ackerman with an RBI in his previous at-bat off a infield sacrifice RBI. This first pitch is high for ball one. Two runners on now. Ackerman looking to bring home some more runners as Collegians trail 6-2 here in the bottom of the fifth. This one low catches the bottom of the zone for strike one. This one likely Terbeek's final inning pitching on the mound. As we can see, the left-handed pitcher warming up down the right field line for the Hayes Larks. Both runners go. The throw to second is not in time as Miguel slides and is safe. And Vogel advances to third with Miguel advancing to second, putting two runners in scoring position now on a 2-1 count for Alec Ackerman. Two-one with the second baseman Jackson Chatterton in the on-deck circle as this one is outside and brings up 3-1. Three-one pitch. This one low and outside for ball four, and that will load up the bases for the left-handed hitter Jackson Chatterton.
Now batting for the Collegians, second baseman number 4, Jackson Chatterton.
Loomis having a word with his pitcher at the mound. Manager of the Larks comes out here to have a word. As, like we said, likely Terbeek's final inning on the mound.
What? Okay. I don't think I don't have the key. Not up here. Sorry.
So after a quick timeout and a word with Terbeek, he remains on the mound with 2 outs. Bases are loaded. Vogel on first, Miguel on second, and Ackerman at first. As Chatterton swings on this first pitch and sends it into deep short, and Lawson is able to get to it. That one looked like it was going to get through, but a great play from Lawson to get the force out at first. And that retires the side as Collegians leave the bases loaded and still trail the Hayes Larks 6-2.
Ladies and gentlemen, coming in to pitch for your Boulder Collegians.
We'll be right back from Boulder with Carter Henninger
Number 20,
going on the bump.
Carter Henninger.
Back in Boulder, Colorado, Scott Carpenter Park, as a new pitcher comes onto the bump for the Collegians. This is the right-handed pitcher, Carter Henninger, as his first pitch is into the zone for strike number 1. Carter Henninger, fresh off a start on Friday night in the second game against the Spradley Collegians, as his second pitch is into the zone again and brings up an 0-2 count for the center fielder Tyler Palmer at the plate. Carter Henninger, out of Oak Ridge, California, in the Sacramento area, committed to San Jose State University, as he gets Palmer swinging and missing on strike number 3. And just like that, 3 pitches, 1 batter down, as Cam Pearson comes up to the plate.
Now batting number 17, Cam Harrison.
This one outside, ball 1. One-0. In for strike 2. Henninger, with a very strong arm, likes to go to those fastballs. When he comes in for relief, he can definitely go hard on those and throw his best stuff, as he does there, strike 2. One, 2 with 1 out. One outside, ball 2. Slight breeze coming in on a beautiful 4th of July holiday here at the base of the Flatirons in Boulder, Colorado. 2-2, that one into the zone, strike 3. And all Pearson can do is look, as back-to-back strikeouts from Henninger
16, Wyatt.
in his first inning pitching gives us 2 outs here in the top of the 6th. Wyatt Divis comes up to the plate, 0 for 1 on the day, with a single and a pop-up to right field. Also a walk in the first inning, as Henninger goes into his windup and catches the bottom corner for strike 1. The 0-1 is in. This one dots the edge of the zone. Strike 2. And that brings up an 0-2 count for the designated hitter, Wyatt Divis. Oh, 2 pitch with 2 outs. This one outside, ball 1. One, 2. Henninger gets the signal. 2 outs as he sends this off-speed pitch, and it is just outside, called for ball 2. That one teetering on the edge of the zone there, but ump sees a ball, as the count is even at 2 apiece. 2-2 pitch, swung on and missed, strike 3, and Henninger waves him goodbye as we go into the bottom of the 6th inning. 3 batters, 3 strikeouts for Carter Henninger in a great set of pitches there from him. Larks still lead the Boulder Collegians, though, 6-2, as John Gazdar will lead off for Boulder in the bottom half of the 6th. We'll be right back from Boulder.
Is it pitching change?
Quick turnaround here at Scott Carpenter Park as we head into the bottom half of the 6th inning.
Shortstop, number
With the
13,
shortstop,
John Gazdar.
John Gazdar up to the plate to lead off. Gazdar 0 for 2 on the day with a flyout and a strikeout. Carter Henninger in the top of the 6th inning with 3 straight strikeouts for Boulder, as this one is chopped to third base, fumbled by the third baseman. That is Evans. And Gazdar will get to first base
Now batting third baseman
and
number
put a runner
6,
on.
John D.
Sean D comes up to the plate, 0 for 2 as well from him. He's the third baseman. Flew out to center field and struck out in his 2 at-bats, as this first pitch is in for strike number 1. New pitcher on the mound, Trevor Munch for the Larks. He replaces Luke Turbeek, as his second pitch to D is sent, and this one is going back deep into left center. This one's going to drop at the warning track. Gazdar keeps running. He's going to go home. Sean D will stay at second base. The throw home does not get there, and Gazdar will score all the way from first base off an RBI double from Sean D.
Now batting catcher number 5, Garrett Fisher.
So Collegians get a run to tap into this Hayes Larks lead, and they get it against the southpaw thrower Trevor Munch, who comes in to replace Luke Turbeek here in the bottom of the 6th inning. Garrett Fisher shows bunt there and pulls away as it's called for ball 1. That hit from Sean D deep into left center field. That one just seemed to catch the center fielder Palmer a little off guard as he was going. He couldn't really get under that one, and it just drops on the warning track. And Gazdar uses his speed to score all the way from first and get the 3rd run on the board, as the 2-0 pitch comes in, and this one is raked into deep left center as well. Going back is Palmer. That one will drop. Sean D will come around third and looks to score as Fisher gets to second base on an RBI double. And that scores the 4th run of the game, 2nd run of the inning for the Collegians. Garrett Fisher, as we stated earlier, in a little bit of a slump, definitely needed that one right there. A great hit into left center to bring home Sean D and cut this Hayes lead to just 2 runs here in the bottom of the 6th. First pitch into Ruocco is low for ball 1. Ruocco shows bunt, and he'll reach first. Fisher will advance to third, and with no outs, 2 more runners, or 1 more runner is put onto base as runners are at the corners. That it's Ruocco at first base, Fisher at third, with Nick Upstill coming up to round out the order for the Collegians. Some momentum brewing here for the Collegians in the bottom of the 6th inning as they get some success off the left-handed pitcher Munch, young man out of Lawrence, Kansas, as this one goes off the chest of Loomis and is called for ball 1. AJ Ruocco will advance to second there, and that puts 2 runners in scoring position, still 2 outs, as the Collegians look to try to even this thing up.
Sounds like a
The 1-0. This one low, check swing, called strike. Sun beginning to set here in Boulder. as the 1-1 pitch comes up. This one low and outside, but catches up, still swinging for strike 2. No outs as the crowd begins to get into this one, as they can feel some momentum brewing for Boulder as they get back into this one. 1-2 pitch from Munch coming up. Up still, swings on this one. Dropped, strike 3. Loomis looks at the runner at third and gets the force out at first for the first out of the inning.
Now batting center fielder number 1, Ryan Vogel.
Back to the top of the order as Ryan Vogel, the right-handed hitter out of Bradley University, comes up to the plate with 2 runners in scoring position. Munch struggling a bit early here in his opening inning as he throws strike 1 to Ryan Vogel. Ryan Vogel 2 for 3 on the day with a bunt and a single, as well as a fly out to left field. This one is popped up and goes foul behind the backstop. Vogel just looking to put this one into play to try and at least get the third base runner Garrett Fisher home. Slight shadow approaching, almost covering home plate as Munch prepares for the 0-2 pitch to Vogel. Munch steps off the rubber for a second as he prepares for this next pitch. In the on-deck circle is Brady Miguel. Munch on the 0-2. This one inside, called for strike 3. Vogel clearly upset with the call as he is struck out looking for out number 2.
Now batting for your Collegians, first baseman number 8, Brady Miguel.
Brady Miguel, the left-handed hitter, comes up to the plate, has reached base every single at-bat today. 2 singles and then reached first on an error bunt earlier in the game, as this one is low for ball 1. Ruocco at second, Fisher at third. 2 runs have scored in this 6th inning to tighten things up at 6-4. The 1-0 pitch from Munch coming in. This one slashed deep into left, and this one's going to go foul. Bring up 1-1.
Everybody clap your hands. Come on, Josh.
Guys,
And the runner will go home, and Fisher, after a passed ball there, goes to home plate as he looked to steal home there. And as that ball sails past the outstretched arm of Brock Loomis, Garrett Fisher comes in for the 5th run of the day for the Collegians to make this a 1-run ball game. How about that from Garrett Fisher, as Ruocco also advances to third base. Ruocco leading off at third as the 2-1 pitch approaches for Miguel, and he slashes this one foul behind the Collegians dugout. Alec Ackerman on deck as 3 runs have scored here in the bottom of the 6th to tighten things up and really make this a competitive ball game here on this Independence Day holiday in Boulder, Colorado. As Munch looks and gets the signal, 2-2 pitch coming up. And this pitch catches the back of Brady Miguel, and he will advance to first base to put runners on the corners.
For your Boulder Collegians, designated hitter number 22, Alec Ackerman.
And up comes Alec Ackerman with runners on the corners Tying run is just 90 feet away with AJ Rucco at third base. Ackerman already with an RBI on the day as he looks to get another run in and tie this thing up. And it looks like they're going to have a mound meeting with Trevor Munch as Loomis comes to the plate, as well as the general manager for the Larks. We want to take a moment to shout out the Holiday Inn Boulder for sponsoring the Collegians all season long and for also helping us with housing for a lot of our players. And after a long talk on the mound, it looks like Trevor Munch's day is over pitching, and the Larks will have a pitching change with 2 outs here in the bottom of the 6th. 3 runs have scored to tighten this thing up as Hayes' lead is cut to just 1 run. 6-5, Hayes leads as we'll take a quick break and be back with Alec Ackerman to hit. Back in Boulder after a pitching change.
For your Boulder Collegians, number 22, the designated hitter, Alec Ackerman.
Wyatt Divis steps onto the mound to try and get out of this inning. Trevor Munch came in and pitched 2/3 of an inning. Gave up 3 runs as Divis comes in to replace him. Divis out of the University of Texas Arlington has actually played designated hitter today for the Hayes Larks. They list him as a right-handed pitcher and utility guy as his first pitch is in for strike 1. Runners on the corners, that's AJ Rucco at third, Brady Miguel at first base. 1-run ball game here for the designated hitter Alec Ackerman. Miguel goes, no throw from Loomis.
Yeah.
As the 1-1 approaches here for Alec Ackerman. This pitch in, strike 2 on a slider. And that brings up 1 and 2. Runners on second and third. Miguel at second, Rucco on third. Ackerman trying to bring some runs home as the 1-2 pitch is in, and this one is sent into deep center. Palmer looking to get under, and he'll get under it with ease and retire the side, but not before 3 runs score for the Collegians to tighten this thing up. Hayes Larks lead is down to just 1 run. We'll be back. Top of the 7th inning, Carter Henninger will remain on the mound. We'll be right back from Boulder. Top of the 7th inning we go. Carter Henninger, the right-handed pitcher, remains on the mound after 3 straight strikeouts in his debut inning in the top of the 6th, as he will pitch against the shortstop Lawson. As in the bottom of the 6th, Collegians score 3 runs to tighten this thing up and make this a 1-run ball game. First pitch from Henninger of the inning is in for ball 1. As the 1-0 approaches, this one is high for ball 2. Two-0 pitch, fastball in for strike number 1. Henninger very reliable on that fastball, accurate and powerful. As on the 2-1 count, this one is sent into right field. Rucco gets under this one and will catch it for out number 1 in the top of the 7th.
Now batting number 15, Sam.
That brings Sam Crowell up to the plate. Sam Crowell 2 for 3 on the day with an RBI double and a base hit, also striking out on the day as Henninger pitches to his 5th batter, and this one catches the left arm of Crowell, and he'll go to first base as him and Henninger exchange a few words, and Palmer Hutchison comes up to the plate. First pitch, tip back, brings up 0-1. In the on-deck circle is Cade Brown. 0 for 2 on the day for Hutchison, but a sac fly RBI he has under his belt, as well as a walk, as this pitch is an off-speed one, in for strike 2. The 0-2, this one chopped foul to keep it at 0-2. This one is off speed and hangs as Hutchison is able to get under this one and send a base hit into right field to put runners on first and
Now
second
batting
for
number 28,
Cade Brown. Cade Brown struggling a bit today, 0 for 3 for the Oklahoma Sooner. First pitch to Brown. This one, fastball in for strike one.
Fans, be sure to follow Larks on Facebook. Put these streams down for subscribe.
Oh, one pitch coming up. This one, another fastball in for strike two. And Henninger finding his spot there on the fastball as he gets ahead on the right-handed hitter, Cade Brown. Runners on first and second. That's number 4, Hutchison at first base, and number 15, Crowell at second. The 0-2 and check swing, strike 3 for his 4th strikeout of the day. And out number 2 there
Now batting
as
number 7,
Henninger
Brady
sends Cade
Evans.
Brown back to the dugout with Brady Evans coming up to the plate. First pitch from Henninger, another fastball. That one above the zone called for ball 1. One 0 pitch. This one, an off-speed one, sinks into the zone for strike 1. Still runners on first and second, 2 outs. Carter Henninger here in his 2nd inning on the mound. 1-1. This one shot foul and just goes foul down the third base line as the count remains at 1-2. Henninger with a look over his right shoulder into his windup on the 1-2. This one, fastball is high for ball 2 to even the count. 2-2 with 2 outs. Swung on and missed. They will say he tipped that one, and it is not called for strike 3 as Evans keeps the at-bat alive and prevents the side from being retired. Two coming up. Runners on first and second for the Larks, but 2 outs here as Henninger tries to get out of this one. 2-2 count. This one tipped back and goes foul again. Be sure to follow us on Facebook and Twitter at Boulder Collegians on both of those. New Facebook account. New one is at Boulder Collegians. As the 2-2 count is coming up for Henninger, and this one is called low and outside. This one very close to being in the zone. A check swing also from Evans, but it is called ball 3 to bring up full count. Full count coming up. Henninger with 2 outs. Looking for his 5th strikeout. As the 3-2 pitch is in, and this one is high, ball 4, and that loads the bases.
Thank you.
Now batting number 25, Brock Loomis.
Brock Loomis comes up to the plate, 1 for 3 on the day with 2 strikeouts and a base hit. As the bases are loaded, that is Corral at third, Hutchison at second, and Evans at first with 2 outs. As Henninger goes into his windup, and this one is sent into right field. Rucco gets under it and catches that one to retire the side. As Carter Henninger pitches 2 shutout innings to lead us into the bottom of the 7th. We'll stretch here in Boulder, as we'll be right back from Scott Carpenter Field. Welcome back to Boulder, Colorado on a sunny 4th of July evening.
For your Boulder Collegians, number 4,
As
Jackson
the Collegians
Chatterton.
trail the Hayes Larks 6-5 with Jackson Chatterton, the second baseman, leading off for Boulder. The right-hander Wyatt Divis remains on the mound for the Hayes Larks. Divis came in relief of Trevor Munch, who pitched 2/3 innings. And Divis came in after being the designated hitter for the Larks to start the day. And he got the final out there in the bottom of the 6th in a 3-run inning for the Collegians. Divis called strike 1 on that one as Chatterton shows bunt, pulls away, and that one's called ball 2. One. This one low, called ball 2. Wyatt Divis, another player out of the University of Texas, Arlington. Hometown is Lincoln, Nebraska, as Chatterton chops this one into left center field. Running for it is Pearson, and he's able to get out number 1.
Now batting shortstop number 13, John Gazdar.
That brings up John Gazdar. John Gazdar 1 for 3 on the day with a single and 1 run scored. breaking ball from Divis is called strike one. Oh, 1 pitch. This one, breaking ball once again, called a strike two. So a quick 0-2 count for John Gazdar with Sean D in the on-deck circle. Gazdar reach base on an infield error as he sends this one down the left field line for a base hit, his first hit of the day. And that puts a runner on first base with Sean D coming up to the plate.
Sean D.
Sean D, an RBI double in that 3-run 6th inning. Same situation as we have right now. Gazdar was on first. Sean D sent a deep ball into left center field to score Gazdar all the way from first base. And then later in the inning, Sean D scored off a Garrett Fisher double. So Sean D looking to build off the momentum built in the bottom of the 6th inning as Gazdar leads off at first base with Garrett Fisher in the on-deck circle. 1-0 as Divis sends a throw to first base. Still just 1 out. Hayes Larks leads 6-5 here in the bottom of the 7th as this fastball is in for strike one. Divis back to first. Crowd looks for the tag, cannot get it on Gazdar. The 1-1, Gazdar leading off a bit. That one's called for strike two.
It's on.
The 1-2, this one chopped foul to keep the at-bat alive for Sean D. Sean D, just a utility guy for the Collegians. I think he's maybe played every position on the field besides pitcher, but Coach Mark Knutson has even said that we may see him on the mound this year as he sends this one foul. He's playing third base right now. He's played first base. He played second base earlier in the week. He also plays out in the outfield. And has hit very well. Home run earlier this week. Actually, 2 home runs. He had a home run in the game against the Game Day Saints and then a home run in the doubleheader against Spradley. As the 1-2 pitch comes up and he smacks this one up into shallow second. Hutchison goes for that one and he will get it with ease for out number 2.
Now batting for your Collegians, catcher number 5, Garrett Fisher.
That brings up the catcher for the Collegians, Garrett Fisher. And with Lane Oliphant suspended for the 1 game after the scuffle at home plate in yesterday's matchup, Fisher, the only catcher on the roster for the Collegians. As we stated earlier, Coach Mark Knutson said if they do get desperate and Fisher can't go anymore, Sean D would probably go behind home plate as Gazdar takes off, but this one's shot foul to bring up an 0-1 count. Two outs. AJ Rucco on deck as Divis checks it first. The 0-1. This one, fastball is high for ball 1. The 1-1 approaches, and Fisher gets under this one and sends this one into shallow left. This one is going to drop. Gazdar will move to second, excuse me. as Fisher, with back-to-back hits for him,
Now batting
gets
right
a
fielder
single
number 9,
to put runners
AJ
on first and
Rucco.
second. Two outs for Divis, runners on first and second. Garrett Fisher at first. Gazdar at second, as that one is chopped foul by Rucco. Nick Up still in the on-deck circle with Ryan Vogel in the hole. Rucco 1 for 3 on the day. Got a bunt in the last inning. And then has popped up twice to the outfield on his 3 at-bats today. Oh, 1 count coming up for Divis as he takes a look over his right shoulder. This one thrown in, a fastball is outside for ball 1. Shadow completely covering home plate now as the sun sets over the flat irons here in beautiful Boulder, Colorado on this 4th of July holiday. 1-1 pitch is in and swung on and missed by A.J. Rucco to bring up a 1-2 count. Runner in scoring position, that's Gazdar, as Rucco tries to get something going here to possibly even this thing up. One-two with 2 outs for Wyatt Divis on the mound. Into his windup he goes, and Rucco sends this one into deep left center field. Looks like Palmer will get it for out number 3. And Collegians will leave 2 runners stranded on first and second. No runs will score in the bottom of the 7th as we head to the top of the 8th. Still Hayes up, 6-5. We'll be right back from Boulder. Back to the top of the order here for the Hayes Larks as we get set for inning number 8. Top of the 8th inning as Carter Henninger will remain on the mound for his 3rd straight innings. 2 shutout innings from him in his outing today. As the first pitch from him is low and outside for ball 1. Henninger pitched 5 innings, only 1 run scored in the second game against Spradley on Friday night, and now he's coming in here and throwing for his 3rd straight inning as this pitch is low for ball 2. Henninger definitely going to have a lot of rest after this one, but performing very well. And as we stated, 6 pitchers going yesterday, a doubleheader on Friday. the Collegians need to maybe pitch their guys a little bit more than usual to stay competitive in this second matchup here with the Hayes Larks, as that one's in for ball number 3. As the 3-0 pitch approaches, and this one is a fastball down in the middle for strike number 1. Seems that with Henninger, whenever he can't find the strike zone, he can go back to that old reliable fastball and pretty much reliably and consistently find the zone. As this one's cranked into deep center, Vogel is going back. This one touches the top of the yellow bar down in deep center field. Looks like it's going to be called a home run for the Hayes Larks.
Solo home run for number 5, Tyler Palmer.
And Tyler Palmer, second homer of the day, on a 3-1 count, sends this one into deep center field to make this a 7-5 ball game.
Batting number 17, Cam Pearson.
Tyler Palmer with a home run yesterday as well, so 3 home runs in this 2-game series with Boulder. As Henninger pitches to his second batter here in the 8th inning, this is Cam Pearson. Vogel going back at that, and there's a skate park right behind the center field fence here at Scott Carpenter Park, so a big net is set up, so it looks like that's what stopped the ball from completely going out. It just kind of stayed there between the top of the yellow and the net, as Up still catches this one in deep left field for out number 1.
Now batting number 16, Wyatt Gibbs.
ISO 6.
One out here as Carter Henninger pitches to his third batter here in the 8th inning. This one's low for ball 1. Wyatt Davis playing designated hitter, but now back up to the plate as he has thrown the past 2 innings for the Hayes Larks. This one, the 1-0 fastball high and outside for ball 2. Henninger excited, probably for these extra reps, as he has his family in town for the first time this season, watching him pitch in person after only being able to follow online for the past month. So they got to see him start on Friday, and they get to see him in relief tonight, as this one is sent into deep right field, and that one bounces off the wall. Rucco is able to control that, and a long single there from Wyatt Davis puts a runner on first base.
Now batting number 22, Woodland Lawson.
Cam Pearson, their second base hit of the ball game. Or excuse me, Wyatt Davis, second base hit of the ball game there. First pitch is in, strike 1. Lawson up to the plate right now, with Sam Kroll in the on-deck circle, as Henninger looks to get out of his 3rd inning with this 3rd pitched and called for ball 1. Lawson 1 for 3 on the day with an RBI triple in the 1st inning. Has also had 2 pop-ups and a walk in his day today, as this off-speed pitch is sent in and called for strike number 2 for Henninger. Henninger, a solid outing for him today. Came in there in the 6th inning and is now here at the top of the 8th. Just the home run given up from Tyler Palmer, as this one is chopped foul to keep the at-bat alive at 1-2. Great crowd here at Scott Carpenter Park for a 4th of July matchup. The second of a 2-game series between the visiting Hayes Larks and the hometown Boulder Collegians, as the 1-2 pitch is in, and this one just outside. Fisher thought he had that one on the edge of the zone. Umpire's not buying it, and that one's called to even the count at 2-2. Henninger with a look over his left shoulder. 2-2 pitch. This one, an off-speed one, catches the inside of the zone, strike 3. And he catches Lawson looking for his first strikeout of the day. Henninger's 5th of his outing. As with 2 outs, Sam Kroll will come up to the plate. First pitch, and this one high and over the head of Sam Kroll. Called for ball 1. Hayes Larks here for a 2-game matchup with the Boulder Collegians. Also was out here to take on some Rocky Mountain Baseball League foes. 2 games rained out Thursday and Friday, so they only get these 2 games in. But they get a competitive one here in this 4th of July matchup, as this breaking ball is in for strike number 1. One runner on, that is Divis at first base, as this one's chopped foul to bring up a 1-2 count. 7-5. Really, the big difference in this one has been Tyler Palmer. Tyler Palmer, 2 home runs and has accounted for 2 home runs, and it's given him 4 RBIs, as the first one was a 3-run homer, and the one this inning was a 2-run homer, as Gazdar gets the quick force out at second to retire the side and send us to the bottom of the 8th. Tyler Palmer, as we say, a solo homer at the beginning of the inning. That's the only run that scores for the Larks in the top of the 8th, as we head to the bottom of the 8th, as the Collegians look to cut into this Hayes lead. Larks lead the Collegians 7-5. We'll be right back from Boulder. To the bottom of the 8th we go, as we approach the bottom of the order.
Number 23, Nick Upstill.
For the Boulder Collegians, with the left-handed hitter, left fielder Nick Upstill leading off for Boulder, as the Collegians try to tap into this Hayes Larks lead. They cut it to 1 run, but a solo jack from Tyler Palmer in the top of the 8th inning extends the Larks lead to 7-5. As Wyatt Divis remains on the mound for Hayes. And this one is a fast chopper to the shortstop, and that one fielded well by Lawson, thrown to Kroll for out number 1.
Now batting to the Collegian, center fielder number 1, Ryan Vogel.
Ryan Vogel back up to the plate for his 5th at-bat of the evening. 2 for 4 on the day with 2 singles, one of them an infield bunt. Also has a strikeout and a flyout to left field on the day as he tries to get a runner on board for the Collegians here in the bottom of the 8th inning. Brady Miguel in the on-deck circle as this off-speed pitch is in and high and outside for ball 1. One-zero as Vogel sends this one foul. Shade's starting to cover about half the infield here. The lights are still not on here at Scott Carpenter, and this fastball is high for ball 2. The 2-1. This one smacked foul behind the Larks dugout to bring up 2-2. Luke Lupker serving as the first base coach right now with general manager Tony Rucco at third for the Collegians. Two. This one is smacked into right field. Brown will handle that one easily for out number 2.
Now batting first baseman number 8, Brady Miguel.
That brings up Brady Miguel to come in here and try to get something going after a strong 6th inning. The Collegians have been blanked ever since. This one's called for strike 1. The 0-1 from Divis. Check swing, and that one is sent foul.
Actually been absolutely hitting with the
0-2, and this one hit foul once more. Keeps the count at 0-2.
Everybody clap your hands. Come on, Jeff.
Oh, 2 pitch. This one swung into deep left field. Cam Pearson runs and makes a great grab there in left center field. Looked like that one was maybe going to drop for Miguel, but Pearson gets the out in left field to spoil it for the Collegians as we head into the final inning of play. Hayes Larks lead the Boulder Collegians 7-5 as Carter Henninger will come back onto the mound for his 4th inning to pitch. We'll be right back from Boulder, Colorado. Hayes up 7-5. Top of the 9th we go. Carter Henninger remaining on the mound for his 4th inning as Palmer Hutchison comes up to the place of the second baseman for the Hayes Larks. As this first fastball is in and low for ball one. The 1-0. This one is smacked into shallow center. Vogel running towards it, and he's able to make the routine grab for out number one.
Now batting number 28, Cade Brown.
Cade Brown up to the plate. Cade Brown 0 for 4 on the day. 2 pop-ups and 2 strikeouts, as he is a victim of one of Henninger's strikeouts, as the first pitch to him is a breaking ball in for strike one. And the 0-1, this one outside, ball one. The 1-1 from Henninger, and this one is raked into left field, up still, able to get it, doesn't have to move much for out number two. And that brings up Brady Evans.
Brady Evans.
.752, the current time here, approaching 3 hours of game time, as we had an early first pitch here on this Independence Day in Boulder, Colorado, as this pitch is low for ball one. Collegians looking to reschedule some rainouts. Had 2 doubleheaders rain out last week, a doubleheader against Batters Box and a doubleheader against the Cannons. Those are league matchups that do have to be made up, as this one is in and is called ball two. The Legions moved the Colorado Lumberjacks doubleheader up. Originally scheduled for July 14th, they moved it up to this past Wednesday when the Collegians captured 2 wins over the Lumberjacks down at Rock Canyon High School, and they did that in order to free up some space in that final week before Boulder heads up to Alaska, because they need to get all of those league games in before they go up north, as the 2-1 pitch is in and that one low for ball three. A nice little homestand here, though, as the doubleheader against Spradley on Friday and then these 2 games against Hayes have 4 straight games at home, as this one is sent foul near the Hayes dugout. But 4 home games here after they hadn't been back to Scott Carpenter in about 2 weeks. That also greatly affected our live streams, as a lot of the facilities we were at were not properly equipped for us to stream. But we do have all the necessary equipment here at Scott Carpenter. Make sure that all home games are streamed for you guys. As the full count pitch comes from Henninger, and this one into the zone, strike 3, catches him looking. And Brady Evans thought that was ball 4, but Henninger knew that that one was in for strike 3, and he retires the side to bring us to the bottom of the 9th inning. Rally time here in Boulder on 4th of July as the Collegians look to get back into this one, down 7-5. Wyatt Divis remaining on the mound for the Larks. We'll be right back with the final inning of play in Boulder. Bottom of the ninth inning we go. Rally time here in Boulder as we prepare, as the Collegians look to come back here in the bottom of the ninth inning against the right-hander Wyatt Divis. Alec Ackerman, the designated hitter on the day, to lead off for Boulder with Jackson Chatterton in the on-deck circle. First pitch is high, ball one.
Oh, it's right under. There. Yeah, right there.
Hey, David, axe the man. Run.
Second pitch, this one chopped foul. Strike one.
Ball. Hey, back. Five hitters to
1-1 chopped foul brings up 1 and 2 for Alec Ackerman.
see this game, they good inning.
The 1-2 from Divis. This one is in, and strike three catches Ackerman swinging for out number one.
Now batting second baseman number 4, Jackson Chatterton.
First pitch high and outside, ball one. This one is sent down the third base line, and it's going to go foul. Bringing up a 1-1 count for Jackson Chatterton.
Catch that game.
The 1-1 here to Jackson Chatterton, the second baseman. As this one is outside for ball two, brings up 2-1. Chatterton, an RBI double on his first at-bat today, but has not been on base since, as he sends this one foul for strike two. 2-2 count, John Gazdar in the on-deck circle. With Sean D in the hole. 2-2. Divis, breaking ball, catches Chatterton swinging for out number two.
Now batting for Collegian, shortstop number 13, John Gazdar.
First pitch to Gazdar is a breaking ball in, called strike one. Gazdar has had a pretty successful last two at-bats, getting on base both times. Once on an infield error and once on a base hit in his last at-bat, as this one is low and outside for ball number one. 1-1 count, 2 outs, bottom of the ninth inning. Hayes Larks up 7-5 on the Collegians. As Gazdar sends this one up, and looks like it will land near the Hayes dugout. And that brings up 1 and 2. Sean D on deck. Gazdar looking at possibly the last strike of the day, as this 1-2 is in and this one is high and outside. Ball two. Even count here on 4th of July, as the 2-2 is in and this one is sent to third base. That one is handled by Evans. The throw to first goes past, and Gazdar will advance to second base, and so that easily could have been the final out of the day. Instead, Gazdar will get to
Now
second
batting for
base.
your Boulder Collegians, third baseman number 6, Sean D.
Will get to second base, get in scoring position for Sean D coming up to the plate, who already has an RBI double on the day for himself. Garrett Fisher in the on-deck circle. And a much-needed break for the Collegians there, as this game would have been over if they did make that play at first. This pitch, Sean D swings on the first one. This one sent into shallow right. This one is going to drop. A little miscommunication between the first and second baseman and the right fielder there of Hayes. And Gazdar will remain at second on an 0-1 count. Oh, 1 pitch. Swung, and that one goes foul for an 0-2 count. And Sean D swinging hard here. You can tell he's trying to make heavy contact. Got some confidence built up from those 2 home runs he's had in this past week. As we said earlier, also an RBI double on the day. So he is in good hitting form right now as the 0-2 comes up, and this one is sent into center field on a base hit. Gazdar will run around third. He will score with ease, and an RBI single from Sean D cuts this thing to a 1-run game.
Now batting for the Collegians, catcher number 5, Garrett Fisher.
And man, that infield error from the Hayes Larks is proving to be costly, as that simple play from Evans to Crowell from third to first base would have ended the game and gotten Gazdar out. Instead, he advances to second. Sean D gets an RBI single on the next at-bat. And now here we are with Garrett Fisher up to the plate. First pitch, Fisher swings at this one and punches it back for an 0-1 count. Two for 4 on the day for Fisher. Has reached base on his last 2 at-bats, an RBI double and a single, as this off-speed pitch is in and called for strike 2. In the on-deck circle is A.J. Rucco. On first base is Sean D. 0-2. This one is high, called ball 1. Very competitive matchup here. 7-6, bottom of the 9th inning. A great ball game here for the 4th of July as the 1-2 pitch is in, and this one, a check swing, doesn't look like he goes. It's called ball 2. Close call there for the Collegians. Two-two pitch coming up for Wyatt Divis. This one is in, and this one popped straight up. Looks like Crowell is going to try to get under it. He cannot. He misjudges it. And another chance to get out number 3. And the Hayes Larks cannot convert once again. And Collegians are given another chance here as Fisher remains at bat. Two-two pitch approaching Garrett Fisher, the catcher, with Wyatt Divis on the mound. This pitch is in, and this one is chopped into shallow right field. Sean D is going to advance to third base. And Garrett Fisher, a clutch single there on a 2-2 count, puts runners on the court. Sean D at third base, Garrett Fisher at first, with the right fielder, A.J. Rucco, coming up to the plate. 2 outs. All of this happening with 2 outs. 2 quick outs the Hayes Larks got. And then Gazdar was able to get on base. Sean D was able to bring him home. And Fisher was able to move D to third base. And the game-tying run is 90 feet from home right now. as AJ Rucco comes up to bat with 2 outs. This one, first one, a fastball, high and outside, called ball 1. And once again, I mean, a pop-up there down the first base line. Sam Kroll looks like he's able to get it. He misjudges it. Fisher's given a second chance, and he makes the most of it and sends that one into shallow right. AJ Rucco pops this one up, and this one is not caught by anyone. And once again, the third out, final out of the game, is right in front of the Hayes Larks, and they're not able to convert. Rucco a little confused there because if that thing drops and stays fair, he can run to first. That one did bounce out and go foul to bring up 1-1. But Hayes Larks giving the Collegians a lot of chances here. We need to see right here if Boulder can convert on any of these. As AJ Rucco prepares for the 1-1 count against the righty Divis. 1-1, 2 outs. Sean D at third. This one in, swing and miss for strike 2. And for the 4th straight batter, Collegians are down to their final strike. Let's see if AJ Rucco can get out of this one. 1-2 count coming up. This one chopped foul, keeping the at-bat and the game alive. 1-run game. Runners on the corners. Nick Upstill in the 9-hole on deck right now for the Collegians as AJ Rucco prepares for this 1-2 pitch from Divis. This one in and catches him swinging. Strike 3. And the Collegians rally falls short with Sean D on third base. And Collegians fall 7-6 to the visiting Hayes Larks. Quite a competitive matchup we had today between these two very talented teams. Hayes Larks out of the RMBL, Rocky Mountain Baseball League, and the Collegians out of the Mile High Collegiate Baseball League. Collegians fall 7-6 in this 4th of July matchup. Great effort there in the final inning of play. Sean D gets an RBI single to cut this thing to 1. Hayes Larks win the season series 3-1 after taking 2 on the Collegians' home turf here on 4th of July weekend. Collegians will return to league play Tuesday evening against Batters Box here at Scott Carpenter Park. We want to wish everyone a happy 4th of July, and we want to thank you guys for tuning in to our live stream and supporting this. Without the viewers, we could not make this live stream possible, so we want to thank you guys so much. Be sure to follow us on Twitter at Boco Collegians for all team updates and news. Be sure to also like us on Facebook for updates and news as well. We will provide game day stream links, game updates, starting lineups, as well as other fun things about the Collegians all season long. Collegians fall 7-6 to the Hayes Larks. They lose the series 2-0 here at home. Great effort from them. But the Hayes Larks will escape Boulder with a win. Again, happy 4th of July to everyone. Thank you guys for tuning in, and have a good one.